Yeah, that's better. That's okay.
Oh, shit, it's done. Sometimes it does this, it starts, and I don't even know it just does a thing, and then all of a sudden it starts, and suddenly we're in the middle of NOTCAST 301, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not prepared. Luckily I am.
Which means I have to ask you,
Don't touch me, I'm British.
do you remember what the skies were like when you were young?
Get your hands off me, you motherfucker. So, it is 2nd of July 2023, and since Graham and I share a birthday, what's our birthday? Oh, he's drinking.
Yeah.
3rd of July.
3rd of July, which as of date of recording is tomorrow.
Yes. Although by the time you watch this will be today, and then the day after will be
Or will it
yesterday.
be the day after?
So, effectively, I and he have our 50th birthdays tomorrow.
We're 49 right now. What's the number above 9? 10. We're having our 40th 10th. That's how I cope with aging, by denying it. Also, and if I take my glasses off, I totally look at my 40s right now.
Yeah. So, and also, by the way, tomorrow, obviously we were born the same day as the last Ziggy Stardust show at the Hammersmith Odeon, never the Apollo, the Odeon, on the 3rd of July 1973. I like to think of myself as being the reincarnation of Ziggy Stardust, just a very, very disappointing one.
And the massive Iron Maiden fan who wants to go scream for me Hammersmith. And then I'll put my foot on the monitor machine gun look around.
Please don't do that while I'm around, that's embarrassing.
We had a bet about that once, didn't we?
Yeah, we did actually, because when Graham was in a band, and if he hasn't mentioned it yet, I'm sure he will do. We're never more than about 3 minutes away from him mentioning he was once in multiple bands. I had a bet as to how many songs into the set it would be before he stuck his foot on the monitor like Steve Harris. I lost because I bet it was going to be the 5th song, it was the 4th.
That means Giles won. What was at stake?
I think I bought him a pint.
I mean, that's perfectly understandable. I knew you two would end up betting about it at some point, and I knew all along, and I was like, I can't resist. Oh God, I'm going to do it.
And as Qui-Gon Jinn said, never bet what you can't afford to lose.
Whatever you gamble, my friend, you will eventually lose.
Yeah.
Republic bacteria are fine.
No, they won't.
What do you think? Some kind of Toydarian? No, shut up. Stop quoting Phantom Menace. Rule number 1 of nerds in public.
Well,
We're just normal nerds.
normal,
Innocent nerds.
Innocent nerds. So yeah, I had some questions, and they're based upon a set of questions that were published by The Guardian for a thing called their playlist. And they were specific questions that were asked of famous people. I'm not famous, he's not famous, so I'm going to go off-piste and I'm going to ask a question that's not on the list because I think it's important and pertinent to what we've just been talking about. How do you feel about the fact you're going to be 50 this time tomorrow?
Like all stages of grieving, you go through 5 stages of grieving. Denial, 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 screamed horror, followed by denial.
Fair enough.
That's about right, isn't it?
So you're not coping with it?
I'm not even coping with being in my 40s yet, never mind my 50s.
Okay. How was your 40s for you?
As a decade overall. Oh man. Am I going to have to pay you therapist money at the end of this or what?
Just a quick version.
Okay. I made a lot of mistakes in my 40s, to put it very mildly. I exercised extremely poor judgment on a large number of occasions.
And his record collection.
He's going to show me about Foreigner, I can tell. Do you know what? Do you know what it says about you? It says your heart is cold as ice.
At least I don't need to know what love is.
How can you know what love is if you've never felt it?
If that's a Foreigner lyric, I have no clue what you're talking about.
I want you to show me.
Is that a Foreigner lyric?
No, I'm just making this shit up.
Okay.
It's just like all my life in my 40s, I've made this shit up as all going along. At some point, I eventually reached regret and decided that I could not morally square the circle of some of the things I've done or continue to act that way. I've done a considerable amount of therapy on myself, and generally my ethos in life is trying to be less shitty to people now. And also, I try and live my life by the Tower of Bill and Ted, which is be excellent to each other. Don't always succeed, but you try.
Better than the Tower of Don Logan, huh?
Sorry, in this shirt.
I know a bloke. You know a bloke that knows a bloke that knows a bloke that knows a bloke. Every bloke knows this bloke.
This bloke is called Simon Mason, and he goes to a lot of gigs. Even you know him, even if you haven't met him.
You probably don't, actually. It's a big world. So
I asked him yesterday, you know what I said to him? You know, like people get phantom leg syndrome, right? You know, when they're losing a
has he
leg.
got phantom kid syndrome?
No, I asked him if he had phantom beard syndrome because he cut his beard shorter.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because it used to be down to here and now it's down to here. Like this.
Okay.
Are we going to carry on with the normal question?
Yeah, please do.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
You
Okay.
first.
So, what's the first song that you remember hearing? If you have to think about it that long, you don't remember it. Really? Oh, is that just the oldest song?
I don't actually know. I know that obviously I listened to earlier songs like that. I think probably the first song I can remember hearing is the Birdie song.
Really?
I have very fond memories of being on holiday in Dawlish.
Oh yeah, they did.
Dawlish
They
Warren,
played it, didn't they?
and they played the Birdie song, and all the kids did the Birdie song dance. And I remember doing that on the dance floor, and that was way before NOTCAST. So it has to be the Birdie song.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that song, but my one's earlier than that.
What song was your one?
The Star Wars opening credits by John Williams.
I don't remember it. Though obviously it must be remembered because at the beginning of Empire Strikes Back, and I was like 6.
Yeah, there were 6. Because Empire Strikes Back was released on about the 13th of May 1980. So
Yeah.
technically, Ian Curtis might have seen Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, we didn't get to see it for a few weeks though, did we? Because
No.
we went to the Gaumont.
Yeah.
Which is, we don't know if it isn't there anymore. At which point I should be wearing a cap that says USS CVN 65, like Rob Reiner in Spinal Tap.
Okay.
The Thursday demolished that cinema in about 1983. It was the largest screen in Birmingham. It was about 2,300.
Oh, yeah. You remember the Birmingham Odeon, how big that was?
Yeah, we went and saw the last 70mm projection there when it was a single screen, which was
Living
living
daylights.
daylights. Yeah.
14 people in that screening,
14 people in that screen.
1,500 capacity.
Yeah, that single
It felt a
auditorium.
bit crowded, actually.
That single auditorium
Yeah.
was the same place that OMD played. Depeche Mode's 1983 tour video off the BBC was.
David Gilmour sold 225 tickets there.
Iron Maiden played there a lot.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah, that's
so my first song is the Star Wars opening credits by John Williams. That's the first bit of music that I remember. I was 4, I think.
I'm going to go for the Birdie song. Sorry.
Mine's cooler. Okay, what's the first single you bought?
Okay, first single I remember buying was 2 singles on the same day. One of which I went into town to get for you.
Oh, yeah.
One of which I went into town to get for me. Both of which I bought from the singles counter at Virgin in Birmingham. Don't know if it's not there
I
anymore.
think I know what this is.
It's now the British Heart Foundation upstairs in the staff area. I bought the shaped picture disc, and I bought the 12-inch with the inner sleeve for you with your pocket money of. For you, it was Pet Shop Boys Domino Dancing. For me, it was Iron Maiden's The Evil That Men Do.
And what did the command behind the counter say?
He did say something to me. I think someone else said, "No, that's an unusual selection," or something like that. That's a rare choice. I said, "I have a twin brother."
Yeah. Okay, so the the first single I remember buying was the Ghostbusters theme on Shaped picture disc. I still have it in my house. I haven't played it for a very long time. I don't think I ever will. It was previously available in white. It now has come because of the sealing on the picture discs isn't so good. The paper's deoxidised a bit and it's kind of turned vaguely yellowy. It's kind of weird.
Oh, great! So you've got a
Yeah.
vinyl record that PDO messed up. Got it.
Sort of.
That says a lot about your luck.
Or maybe it's just 40-year-old clear transparent plastic vinyl was never designed to be clear forever.
It was never designed to be used as anything apart from an immediate short-term pop culture item, though, was it? Really? You know?
So what about a song that you inexplicably know every lyric to?
You suffer, but why?
Okay, now let's have a not joke answer. Please. You're 50 in a few hours, so can we not have the animal noises?
Sorry. So the
The
song.
song that you inexplicably know every lyric to.
Oh, there's so many.
Just pick the weirdest one.
The weirdest one.
Yeah.
A Natural by Whipping Boy, which is a secret track on Heartworm, Part 10.
That's a song nobody's ever heard of.
It's the B-side of We Don't Need Nobody. And actually, it's the B-side of Twinkle on 7-inch.
I don't even think Whipping Boys remember that song.
Oh, they do.
Okay.
Do you want me to give you a second answer?
Yeah, alright.
Okay.
Maybe one that's less niche and known by more than one person. on the
Probably
planet.
Can I Play With Madness by Iron Maiden.
That's not that inexplicable, is it, really?
No, but I do know every song, every word to it.
Do you know all the words to Black Bart Blues?
No?
Sheriff of Huddersfield?
Locked in his castle?
Yeah.
No? With a wallet that never comes out and pay bills? Oh, no, I don't.
Fair enough. Okay.
Do I name any of Iron Maiden B-sides?
No, not really.
Okay.
Okay. So, a song that I inexplicably know every lyric to, because you haven't asked. Oh God, I had it a minute ago, and it's gone. Yes, so it is.
Trash by Suede.
No, it isn't. It
Living
isn't.
Dead by Suede.
No. It's I Hate You by the punk band from Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home.
You're so bloody worthless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Too much LDS in the 60s.
I absolutely love that song. And Star Trek nerds will know that he reprised his role for Star Trek Picard and re-recorded the song as I Still Hate You and I Still Berate You. So, yeah. Okay, so what's the best song to play at a party? Bird song?
Birdie song, I could do. Push pineapple, shake the tree. We're having a gangbang by Black Lace. I don't know.
That's in Rita Sue and Bob too, isn't it?
It is. You took your fucking time.
Yeah. So during lockdown, I took to watching things which I hadn't seen for a very long period of time because lockdown was long and I completed Netflix. What that does mean is that I have seen in recent living memory all of Space 1999, apart from the feature films, all of Blake 7, Rita Sue and Bob 2, and Cannonball Run 2, and I'm now very, very slowly making my way through Airwolf. And as a grown human adult male of a certain number of years, I can confirm that they have not improved with age. They have aged like milk.
Rita Sue and Bob 2 is the sort of film that you get made by men who go drinking in a flat-roofed pub on a council estate. And that's about right, isn't it?
I think Andrew Tate's going to remake it.
As what? Rita Sue in Jail Time 2?
Yeah, that too, yeah. So the best song to play at a party? I always think Blue Monday's going to go down quite well.
Oh, it does depend on the partner, really, doesn't it?
Yeah,
You can't really go wrong with, any number of banging 80s classics.
Don't You Want Me Baby?
Don't You Want Me Baby, yeah.
Have you seen Human League?
Yes, I've seen them twice.
I've seen them once.
Newark 2005 and Wolverhampton City Hall a bit later. Like LCD Sound System, they come on and they play the hits.
Did they do,
Yes.
Yeah, of course they did.
What were you going to ask?
Whatever it was. Electric Dreams was the last song.
Yes, they do.
Of course they do.
Along with Guitar Solo.
There is no reason to have a keytar in a built-up area.
I was Blondie last night, I had a guitar in them.
Even if you're Blondie, there isn't a reason.
Oh, and Call Me, there's totally a reason for a guitar solo.
So, what's the song that you... Well, I would say I stream the most, but you don't stream anything because you're a dinosaur.
Sabres of Paradise Smokebox 2 entry mix.
Is that even on Spotify?
I don't know, and I don't care if it's on YouTube.
Okay.
It was the A side of the CD single. It's not on the 12-inch. It's the definitive version of the track. Lots of people go on about the David Holmes mix, but they're wrong. You can use that for mixing. Sabres of Paradise Smokebox 2 is an incredible track, even if it is a mix between a Lamont Dozier Holland Motown track and the bass line from Lay Lady Lay by Bob Dylan, only done in a early 90s techno ambient style. It's a masterpiece.
You're a sad and strange human being that I pity you.
You just pity you don't have my record collection. We're just normal record collectors.
I know the
Just
heck
innocent
of it.
record collectors. Sorry?
Say what you like, right? I've got a much less Def Leppard. Actually, what's the most embarrassing band in your collection?
Ever?
Yeah.
I'm pleading the fifth
Yeah,
here.
come on, what is
I
it?
ain't talking about Vow Wow.
Bow Wow. Do you realise when Graham met the bass player from Bow Wow?
Is this Neil Murray?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think he was the first person ever to ask Neil Murray to sign a Bow Wow record.
Actually, no, this happened at a Black Sabbath signing, right? Is it a Black Sabbath signing? I have met all Black Sabbath, right? So I've met, depends on which lineup you're going for, right? So I've met Ronnie James Dio, came up to about here and then.
That was at Richbridge, wasn't
It was at Richbridge,
Yeah.
the program Richbridge. Ronnie James Dio was the real deal, right? There's no two ways about it. He was the real deal, yeah? He walked around in his every day in his normal stage clothes and his 60,000-year-old leather jacket. It looked like he was wearing a black dragon.
Yeah. I met Cozy Powell.
I've met Cozy Powell. I did not get to see his famed helicopter, but I met him at the post office in Surrey Oak, which was right next to Richbridge Studios, which is where Black Sabbath rehearsed in that era. I also met Neil Murray, who was rehearsing at that time.
Tony?
Martin or Ione?
Both.
Right, I've met Martin.
Yeah.
Well, okay, I've met Martin, but I was too starstruck to speak to him.
Really?
Yeah.
When was this?
About 2 years ago in CEX in Birmingham, he was in front of me. I was waiting to get served in the queue in CEX in Birmingham. He was in front of me, and he was buying a copy of White Christmas on DVD. And if you, and
what,
if you,
the Whale movie?
No, no, White. No, that's Last Christmas, right? White Christmas, the famous classic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the 1940s classic. Now, if you know or have ever seen Tony Martin, one, that man has the pipes of a rock god.
Yeah.
And
Great choice, wasn't it?
Great choice. Absolutely great choice. And secondly, he's not a very tall man, but he always tends to wear a big cowboy hat.
Okay.
And I saw his cowboy hat before him. Yeah, he does know. No. So Tony Martin was in front of me. But no, I think they did a signing at Birmingham Virgin Megastore. I went along and I brought my Varway records for Neil Murray to sign, and he'd never met anyone who brought his Varway records signed. The only album he played on was the one with Helter Skelter on it, and I brought the 10-inch and the picture disc with the Radio 1 session tracks on it. The Radio 1 session tracks were then later on had new vocals put over the top of them for the use on the Radio 1 Friday Rock Show. Use the fact. I think the track was Hurricane.
So you've not met Tony Ione?
I have no memory of meeting Tony Ione, but we both know someone who has.
Yeah.
Yeah, Marcus Cornell.
Oh yeah, and not only that, by the way. I've met I've got a funny anecdote about Tony Ione. When Black Sabbath were doing a signing at Virgin Megastore, one of my school friends, who did not care about Black Sabbath, was just trying to get upstairs. The security guard told him, no, you can't go upstairs. And he's like, why? And he went, well, that's Black Sabbath and they're signing things. And he said, who? And he's like, all right, you can go upstairs.
Yeah, I had that with something at Birmingham big HB Vault recently. Yeah, there was a big queue with some acts I had never heard of, and I just wandered in and it's like, they just took one look at me and thought, yeah, you're not the demographic for these guys, and just let me walk through, right? So everyone else is queuing up and I'm just like 5 feet away from them looking at music and he's utterly disinterested.
Okay.
This is what happens when you get to a certain age.
So the song that you streamed the most?
Yeah, I said Sabbath of Paradise, my last tune.
Okay, fine.
You?
No problem. Me, I really... that's a really difficult question because I listen to a lot of music.
Yeah, you like both kites, drum and bass.
Yeah, so probably the one that is highest on my current Spotify streaming listening thing is probably actually The Wedding Presents, I Am Not Going to Fall in Love With You.
And the lyrics to which go...
Not quite. But no, it's a fantastic song, and it's, I think, one of the best songs that was ever written, and therefore one of the best songs that's ever been written by anybody ever, anywhere. So there you go. So what's a song that you secretly like but tell everyone that you hate?
You see, unlike you,
Yeah.
you and I have very different attitudes to public presentation of music.
Ooh, that's fighting talk.
No, that's competitive
Do
snark.
tell me.
Okay. You are quite snarky about my records.
That's because you've got some absolute
And
shite.
I am, how do I say, I embrace my inner love of pop.
Yeah, so do
And my
I.
inner love of pop includes owning about 4 Girls Aloud albums. Sound of the Underground is a banger. It's a masterpiece of pop. Xenomania are incredibly underrated as producers. I secretly like it, but I won't tell anyone I hate it.
Yeah.
I suppose probably the one song I secretly love, but I tell everyone I hate is the Frog Chorus by Paul McCartney, which
What
I
about
think.
Chicken Song? You know all the words to
Stop
that.
pineapple and the tree too. Yes, I know. Yeah, well, you've never met a nice South African, and that's not bloody surprising, man. You're a bunch of miserable bastards.
The song I inexplicably know every lyric to is the Atheist Tabernacle Choir by Spitting Image on the B-side of Santa Claus is on the Dole, which is a fantastic track.
Okay, song I secretly like, but tell everyone I hate.
Yeah.
We're morons, flying through the atmosphere.
That's a terrible song. You know how terrible that song is.
Space for me to read, there's nothing there. Tastes like Lou.
So
That's the theme song from Morons from Outer Space, directed by the now frankly deceased and much missed Mike Hodges, who also directed Flash Gordon's Alive.
Get Carter.
Get Carter.
Pulp.
Get Carter.
some scenes of Damien Omen too. Yes. Okay. So a song I secretly like to tell everyone I hate. I'm actually really open about the stuff that I like, and I don't care if people take the piss out of it.
Girls Aloud.
I don't like them.
The Loving Kind.
No, I don't like. I think that's okay.
That's a Pet Shop Boys song.
I've got the Pet Shop Boys demo on one of the reissues.
Yeah, so monitor mix is different.
Yeah. So, but no, I'm very open about what I love. I love pop music. I love Sophie Ellis-Bextor's music. I think Madonna's really good. Kylie Minogue's fantastic.
I don't like country and western. I don't like, but what I do like, I love passionately.
Yeah. So, but I just think there's just something about pop, and I just love the lack of cynicism about it. And so I think Mixed Up World by Sophie Ellis-Bextor is one of the best songs of all time. And I don't care what anyone else says about it. I love it. I think it's a great song. I like all of her songs. I love Kylie. I think she's fantastic as well. Actually, For All the Lovers is one of the most incredible pop songs of all time by Kylie Minogue. There's that line where it's like, for all the lovers that have gone before, they just don't compare to you. And if you've ever been in love and you've met somebody and you suddenly go, oh my God, everything else I experienced before this was just like seeing the world in black and white, and suddenly everything turns into colour, all the walls turn into glass and everything turns into IMAX, and it's just such a wonderful sentiment. I think that if you've never experienced a feeling of euphoria like that song,
Take an E.
Well, you should actually, yeah, take an E.
I wouldn't know, I've never taken drugs.
There's no secretly about it. I'll tell anybody, but I love it.
I think a lot of these pop princesses are only as good as their collaborators, right? So obviously someone like Kylie Minogue is very, very switched on and very good at choosing who she works with.
Yeah.
Sophie Ellis-Bextor very much so as well. Lesser so Madonna. I think Madonna had an absolute... This is going to be contentious because a lot of people go for the Chet Pettipone period of like 1984 to 89, whereas I actually rate her finest moment as being where she worked with William Orbit and Merwin, which is, you know, sort of music era.
What's your favourite Madonna song?
Oh, don't make me choose just one. Dear Jessie.
Oh, that's nice.
Dear Jessie is wonderful.
Yeah. Okay.
Because every expectation of Madonna you have, it inverts it.
Okay.
Yeah. You expect Madonna to be like, oh, I'm sultry, I'm sexy, I've got Catholic guilt. Dear Jessie is just like utter joy. It's an incredibly joyous song.
Oh, all right then.
Plus, the video has like, you know, cartoon dolphins in it.
Oh wow, I'm sold.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah. My favourite Madonna song is Crazy for You. It's a bit obvious, but it's a lovely song. And there's no cynicism in it either, which is just exactly what you need sometimes. So, okay, so what's the song that you can no longer listen to? Is it Let's Get Rocked by Def Leppard?
No.
Alright, what is it?
No, it's not. Oh God. There's certain songs that I really don't like to hear.
Okay.
Last Christmas by Wham, but only in December. Because
Okay.
it means I've been Whamageddoned.
You've fallen at Wham Halla.
I've fallen at Wham Halla and I've been Whamageddoned. You know? But then there's also, you know, the other Christmas things like Have You Been Pogued?
Yeah, okay.
You know, similar things. There's certain songs that I definitely find very, very difficult to listen to nowadays.
Okay.
And I'm consciously trying to put those out of my mind and I can't really remember what they are.
Okay. So
When they
Crazy
come
Frog? You can't listen to Crazy Frog?
Crazy Frog is like I'm walking out of the shop in disgust.
Yeah.
I've been known to walk out of shops simply because Crazy Frog was playing before now.
Seems legit. I'd go with that. Yeah.
Because there's no polite way to describe it. It's a piece of shit. Harold Faltermeyer is a genius. Crazy Frog is not. He's a genius.
Okay, so what song do you wish you'd written?
Living Dead by Sway.
That's a good choice.
Piano version.
Yeah. They've only played that version once live.
I know, it was Southampton earlier in the tour?
Yep.
Oh, but I have taught myself how to play it on piano.
Okay.
It's my go-to song when I've learned how to play is Living Dead.
Okay, so you'll be surprised by my answer.
Go on.
Bohemian Rhapsody. That'd be fucking loaded.
I want to reconsider my answer.
Although, in all honesty, if the money wasn't a consideration, it probably would be "It Doesn't Matter to Him" by John Grant, which is one of the most amazing breakup songs of all time. And it's got this line about I keep trying to figure out how I became irrelevant and how I got evicted from his heart and how I no longer have an AA pass. But even right now, if I got the answers, it would be irrelevant because we have become two strangers.
the emotional articulation in that is savage.
It's just like the first time I heard it, I heard the piano version, just him and a piano. I'm like, my God, how can somebody take something like that and put it into a song? And this is where I think, and actually, I'll be really honest about it. Elton John is a goddamn genius. He loves John Grant for exactly the same reasons. Is that he goes, this guy just knows how to do it. He knows how to take emotions that are common and are felt by many people and to be able to articulate them in a way where you suddenly see something that you've been looking at for all of your life and you can suddenly see it from a completely different angle.
I'm going to come out and say something else, all right?
Sure.
David Bowie's Heroes.
Oh, what a song.
Now, think of it this way. All the sentiments expressed in that song are the same cliches as you see in every other song.
Mm-hmm.
It's how he expresses them that makes the difference. Because he manages to avoid all the cliches and still get across the same meaning without diminishing the emotional power through repetition of words like "I love you, baby."
Okay, so here's the thing about Heroes. I've got a theory about Heroes, is that it's written by an alcoholic aspiring to not be an alcoholic. The idea, there's a lyric in there about I drink all the time and we argue, and it's all right. He said, but we'd be heroes just for one day if we were able to stop our behaviours and be different.
That's a very good point. But that could be applied to any sort of addictive behaviour, not necessarily alcohol. Was David in his drugs era at that point?
Yeah.
So in which case it might necessarily not be about alcohol, it might be about cocaine or other things.
He wasn't so much in his drugs era. He went to Berlin primarily, as I understand it, so that he would have. So if you're an addict and you need to make a break in your behaviours, often what you'll do is you'll change your location. So you're in a place where you don't know the dealers, you don't know the people, you're not going to be hanging around with the people that have got the enabling behaviour. And then that's, I think, why he went to Berlin and he lived very quietly for a period of time. So he was in the transitional phase, I believe. But if you listen to Station, which was only a year before, oh my word, the amount of gack in that album. I'm surprised it wasn't pressed on white vinyl.
You know what, it wasn't pressed on white vinyl.
You'd sniff it.
It's quite right. Okay. But no, it's true, if you're looking at an addictive behaviour or a pattern of behaviour and you're wanting to change to be a better person, is that really what Heroes is about? We could be heroes, as in we could be heroes rather than zeros.
Yeah, there is that, but then he wrote Zeros in 1987, the kind of answer to that as well. Although Zeros is not a great song.
What's your next question?
What song changed your life?
I've already said Queen and Scousey, so I'll have to make a second choice, which has to be the first time I heard Iron Maiden.
Oh yeah, that would have been good, wouldn't it?
The first time I heard Iron Maiden, which I think was Madness or Evil, but it was around about that time, and then someone lent me Aces High, and it all went down or uphill from there.
It's like you were suddenly standing in a flash of light, like Jake Elwood in Blues Brothers. I have seen the 2 minutes to midnight.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yours? Is it going to be Blue Mondays?
No, it isn't. No, I think it's going to be It Couldn't Happen Here by Pet Shop Boys.
Oh, what a choice.
Which, by the way, they've only played live twice. And I've seen them play it live at the orchestral show at the Royal Albert Hall.
And that's one of them.
Yeah. Now, the reason that it changed my life is because the first part of when I fell in love with music was movie soundtracks, because I wanted to live in movies, because movies had a narrative, they had sense, they had closure. The guy got the girl, killed the baddie, saved the entire planet. Everything kind of had a
Welcome to the party of the year.
Why? Actually, no. In Total Recall, when he gets his hands cut off?
Yeah.
Why doesn't he just say, "And I'll hand it to you," or something like, "You're armless," and throw them off? I was like, welcome to the... That doesn't make any sense. That's a terrible pun.
Yeah, but, on the other side, you've got to look at the Razor, yeah? Terrible film, one great line of dialogue, he's luggage.
Okay, so it couldn't happen here because the score was by Angelo Badalamenti. Angelo Badalamenti worked with Ennio Morricone. My friend Mark I liked what I'd heard. I bought the album, side 1, well, more correctly, track 1, side 2. It couldn't happen here. I listened to it and I suddenly thought, all the things that I've been hearing in film soundtracks, suddenly I didn't need the film.
You were hearing
the emotions. Yeah. And the idea of living in an environment where things were happening that were beyond your comprehension or believability. And certainly when I was 14 or 14 when the album came out, and I heard that, and I was like, this is my life, it's pretty rubbish, and I don't really believe it's as rubbish as it actually is. And the song spoke to me in a way in which other songs didn't do.
So it's about okay, music takes you to a certain place emotionally.
Yeah.
And that song was the first time where you'd listen to music and it took you to that place without the tied connection to imagery from films.
Completely. Yeah, absolutely. And then all of a sudden you've got also on the album you've got It's a Sin, you've got What Have I Done to Deserve This, you've got Hit Music, which is what is it, Hit Music, or what I Want to Wake Up, the song about standing at the kitchen sink and the radio playing songs like Tainted
I Want to Make It.
I Want to Make It. Yeah, I Want to Wake Up. And those kind of songs, that's the kind of world that I lived in. It wasn't a world of heroes and computers and spaceships. It was a world of washing up, and a world of having to wear a shirt and having to wear a mask over your own face to hide your contempt for the absurd reality you lived in. Yeah, please, yeah. So that's kind of where I was, and that was the song that changed my life.
Now you can look at certain aspects of that track we've dealt with similarly in things like, say, 5:15 by The Who when it's talking about the commute. But alternatively you can then look at another pop masterpiece which is Not So Manic Now by Dubstar, or the band whose name I did it first, I can't remember who, I think it was Brick Supply.
Yeah.
And the lyric is, I was standing in the kitchen when the doorbell strangely rang. I mean, how can a doorbell strangely ring? But it's very much about, sort of, I can't hold the weight of these neighbours living in council tower blocks, or the mundanity of life.
And then, of course, there's a line in A Night Like This by Kylie Minogue, is that line about and then there was you. And that's all there is, it's like just doing your things, mind your own business, and then all of a sudden somebody walks into the room, and all the atoms in the room change because the composition of the room has changed because somebody walked into the room. And I don't know if it's ever happened for you.
The only thing that matters is in the world is what's inside those four walls.
Yeah.
Yes, it's happened to me.
I had a moment where somebody walked into the room, and all of a sudden I realised that person was going to change my life. I wasn't expecting it. And I was just like,
was it you?
Not just me.
Okay. But you walked into the room and realised you would change their whole life.
That too, yeah. But it was like suddenly there was an inexplicable thing where you didn't even. It says, there's a line in Suck by The Wedding Present where he goes, I didn't even. I didn't even know I was lost, and suddenly I found you. It was like, you write some of the best love songs of all time. Actually.
That boy Gage knows his stuff.
Yeah, as John Peel said, you write some of the best love songs of all time.
If
you disagree with me, I am right and you are wrong.
Useless fact, I have John Peel's home phone number.
He won't answer.
I know. I have John Peel's home phone number because they did an exhibition in Erdington a few years ago about Mothers Club, and they had a framed letter from John Peel talking about the Mothers Club in Erdington, which is where Pink Floyd he recorded the live part of Emma Gummer, and it had his home phone number on it. So I have his home phone number.
Okay.
Useless trivia facts there for you.
Thanks, I think.
Yeah, I won't be ringing him in a hurry.
Okay, so what's the song you want played at the funeral?
Only the one? Okay. I want Killed by Death by Motorhead.
That's so you.
Right? I am going to be easy until I'm... And then the coffee goes out, Killed by Death, and the pyro goes up.
Okay, fine.
It's so me, but I was otherwise going to go for something like, Host of Seraphim by They Can Dance.
Okay.
But I've kind of gone off that a bit.
Yeah. What, because it's been used before?
It's been used and deployed by so many TV shows and so many films.
Yeah.
It has sort of, especially like The Mist, for example, where it's actually interplayed to another piece of music. It has lost that association from it once had. But I first heard it in 1993 on MTV when it was played on the MTV Ambient Hour, and they showed the segment of the film Baraka with Host of Seraphim as the music. And literally, I had no idea this was happening. I just had to put a VHS tape in, find out what it was, and recorded it so I could find out what the song was.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, the next live by Sway.
Free ice creams at the bar.
Yeah, absolutely, but only in Worthing.
Next question.
That's it. That's all the questions.
That's all the questions.
There's literally no more on the piece of paper.
Oh, okay. I don't know how many there are.
Okay. So there we have it. That's a Q&A with my brother and me on the last day of our 40s. And
Tomorrow we turn 40-10.
if you say so, human of Earth. And hopefully you weren't distracted by the sounds of other humans that were heckling us. See? Oh, man.
They know we're funny.
Yeah.
They're laughing with us, not at us, right?
Shut up, David.
That's my rejection-sensitive dysphoria for you.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap up here, and thank you for making it to the end of this if you've watched it. I do have other friends. I know some of you don't believe this, but I do. But they never want to appear on camera, and I completely don't blame them for it. So I don't invite them to come along. Maybe I should do like Zoom ones or something. I don't know at some point.
Yeah, I think some people might do.
We're going to wrap up here, I think.
Just remember, rock hard, rock heavy, rock often.
Okay. So that's going to be it, and I will see you some other time where normal service will be resumed, and I'll be showing you old records I bought when I had a full head of hair on the top of my head and not on the bottom of my head.
And for those of you who are interested, Underworld, Royal Albert Hall,
which was in the Undervelt episode recently.
Pop Elite itself, 1993 January tour shirt with Cowboy Craig on a skateboard.
I don't think anyone really cares, to be honest.
Neither do I.
Actually, if I do wear a band t-shirt and someone talks to me about your band, I'm like, you're weird, leave me alone.
That reminds me, somebody offered to buy the t-shirt off my back at last night's Iggy Pop gig.
It's an Almighty t-shirt from the terrible rock band from the 90s, Almighty.
Hey, we don't necessarily like the same music, but when we do, we love it.
Well, I do like, I love passionate. Okay, right.
It's good night from me.
And, it's
good night from him. Like the two Ronnies.
Oh my God. Some cunts recording this.
Bye.